What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video, I will be reviewing episode 159 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Now, I'm gonna start doing something different in my reviews, which is I'm gonna talk about like the actual rating for the episode that I give the episode out of 10, um, and I'm gonna break it down into three different categories. Category number one is gonna be art. Number two is animation, and number three, in the most important category, is going to be the storytelling. So, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm gonna do them at the I'm gonna start doing it at the beginning of my reviews, just so I don't forget them, just so I don't forget to do the ratings and stuff. So, the art was a I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It was a lot better in this episode than it was last episode, where like I talked about in my last review, last episode had some really bad looking art when it comes to the character designs for the main cast of characters like Boruto, Sarda, and Miski. They did not look how they usually look and how they supposed to look in the anime and how they look in all the openings and stuff. So yeah, but in this episode they looked how they should look and how they look in the opening, and their faces look how they normally look and how they should look, which is a much better art style. Animation, 9 out of 10, and it was pretty much the standard animation we usually get. Nothing wrong with it. It's not super. The reason I'm giving this the art and animation a 9 out of 10 is because they're good and they look how they should look. The only time I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 is if we see some like fantastic looking animation. I'm talking about like animation like from episode 65 of Boruto, where we got that Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki fight. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get amazing looking fights in the future, in terms of animation and art. So when we do get fights like that and great animation and art like that, I will give it a 10 out of 10 for art and animation. Now, the story I'm also gonna give a well, actually the story I'm gonna give a I was gonna say 8.5, but I'll just give it a 9. This is another episode that's like setting up. It's kind of another episode where it's setting up future events. So nothing major in terms of like character development or anything like that happened in this episode. Uh, but in terms of setting up stuff for the future and setting up the future arcs, the future arc that's gonna be adapted from the manga into the anime, is doing a great job at building up and setting up uh that arc, and is doing a great job at adding details and more lore to the core organization, just like the past two episodes has been doing ever since this arc started, which is a very great thing. However, it's not going to be a 10 out of 10 because, like I said, it's just a build up, setup episode. Now, with that being said, let's get into. Well, actually, one last thing. The episode overall, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 overall since everything is a 9 out of 10. So, anyways, the episode itself. It started off with Boruto, Sarada, Miski, Konohamaru, and Mujino. They were trying to restrain uh, Anato, the guy whose husband, I mean, well, the guy whose wife requested them to go look for him for the mission. Um, and one weird comment that they said, that Mujino said, is although it's four of us against or no, five. He said although it's five of us against just one person, um, the difference between our strength is obvious. He said something along the lines of that, which kind of implies that he thought that Anato was actually stronger than all five of them put together, and that's blatantly ridiculous, blatantly not true, because Boruto, Sarda, and Mitsuki are insanely strong, and Konohamaru is strong as well. And one thing that I realized at the end of the episode, I was just thinking to myself, like, why didn't Sarda just try to put him in a genjutsu? Because she could have easily restrained him with a genjutsu. She's been using genjutsu since she's been in the academy, even though she's only had a one tomo Sharingan, a one tomo Sharingan, which is the weakest. It's supposed to be the weakest version of the Sharingan. And Sasuke couldn't use genjutsu with his Sharingan until Shippuden, after he had his three Tomoe Sharingan for years. So that's very impressive on Sarda's part, but I just don't understand why she didn't use it to try to restrain Anato, or knock him, get him unconscious, or just get him to immobilize him, get him to stop moving. Um, but I guess it's plot convenience. They didn't want to. They wanted him to. It's really plot convenience because they needed him to do something, which would play a part in the rest of the episode. And the thing they needed him to do, obviously, was to get Miski sick. Because what ended up happening was, well, first off, before I talk about that, I like the whole sealing jutsu Boruto and Konohamaru did. It was a combined sealing jutsu that we never seen either one of them do. So it's another new jutsu that to add to Boruto's to add to his list of jutsu, his arsenal of jutsu. Another new jutsu that we never seen him use. And it was cool to see that. But it didn't work. It was pretty weak because the guy pretty much broke out of it instantly. Now, anyways, the as far as plot convenience is concerned, they needed him to bite. I mean, they needed Miski to inject some of his DNA, um, because apparently, like I said in the last video, he's being controlled by Hashirama cells. And what happened was Miski used one of his snakes to bite a piece of this guy's arm off, and he ended up injecting Hashirama cells like that. Now, I didn't know that Miski, when he has his snakes, attack somebody and bite them, because usually what he's trying to do is poison them with the snake venom. But I didn't know that Miski, when he does that, uh, he can actually inject the person's DNA or whatever. He can inject the fluid of the person or whatever if he has a snake bite them. I actually didn't know that his snakes were actually connected to his body in that form, in that way. I thought he just summoned them, but that's what happened. And after that, Miski basically he injected the Hashirama cells, and he ended up getting super sick. And Victor, uh, basically, oh yeah, and Boruto also got scratched, which um, yeah, that was nothing. At first I was thinking like if Boruto got scratched, why didn't he get sick too? But now that I think about it, he just got scratched, whereas Miski actually injected the guy's fluid and DNA or whatever. Now, anyway, so Victor showed up. He had his whole squad use these scientific ninja tools to knock out Anato, and then they took him back to presumably Victor's lab or whatever. And Victor was talking to a bunch of his assistants or whoever, the people working with him, and they were talking about the guys along with Anato, the guys who went missing. I mean, the guys who were along with Anato, searching for the Hashirama seals. And what ended up happening was, while they were searching for the Hashirama seals, or I guess they found the seals or whatever, and they ended up accidentally, or maybe, I highly doubt they did it on purpose, but they ended up injecting the Hashirama seals, and I believe all of them died, but one of them escaped, besides Anato. So technically, I guess two of them escaped, but one of them is unaccounted for, and that really angered Victor, and he was like, "We need to find that guy immediately." Because he has information about what they've been doing, which is most likely connected to the stuff with the Kara organization, because Victor is a member of Kara. Now, as far as all his assistants go, it's unclear. It's unclear if they actually know what the Kara organization is, and know exactly what their research is leading to. But they seem like evil people too, because when Victor told them to kill Anato because he no longer served any use for him. I mean, he was useless to him. After they brought him back, because apparently he didn't. It was this thing that item that they were looking for that he didn't have. But the other dude who I said escaped, he apparently has that item which they're looking for. So since Anato don't have it, Victor just said kill him, and his assistants went along with that without any hesitation. So maybe they're outer members of Korra, or maybe they just don't care about killing people. Anyways, the rest of the episode was pretty much Mujino. He took Miski to this doctor who was a really weird doctor who um, basically she got pleasure out of watching other people in pain, which is really weird. But anyways, Mujino took Miski to the doctor, and this doctor was able to heal Miski and take out and remove the Hashirama cells from him. Now, it was stated that normal humans get it's kind of like an immunity thing, where Miski, she said that his body was built more sturdy than normal humans, and because of that, he had a higher immunity to the Hashirama cells. Whereas normal humans, for the most part, they end up actually dying if they get Hashirama cells injected into them. Um, Now, technically, Yamato also had Hashirama cells injected into him, but he was the only person out of a whole bunch of other babies who Orochimaru managed to get the Hashiramas into Hashirama cells implanted into. He was the only one who actually got the cells implanted into him that didn't die. So it makes sense that the majority of humans who get the cells implanted will die. Uh, but Miski in this case, since his body was built more sturdy, he had more of a immunity to it. And it was this other girl who was there. Um, she was like the she also had Hashirama cells implanted into her, and she was in very bad condition. So Miski, he was okay with staying there and helping out the lady to help in order to help this girl because she need more of Miski's like DNA or whatever, or she basically need Miski in order to create some sort of vaccine to what do they call that? Yeah, it's yeah, basically create some sort of vaccine for to cure the girl. But then at the end of the episode, Boruto, Sarda, Boruto and Sarda Miski stayed back with the doctor. When Boruto, Sarda, Konohamaru, and Mujino, they ended up going to the land of silence at the end of the episode. Well, they didn't actually go there, but they said they have to go there because the doctor said she heard a rumor that the Hashirama cells were on sale on the black market, and the only black market in the area was in the land of silence. Now, the land of silence, this is the same place where Shikamaru and Sai went. I believe it was Shikamaru and Sai, maybe Naruto went as well. Towards the end of Shippuden, when they were doing that whole Shikamaru arc, which was an adaptation of a novel. So it's the same place. It's a lawless land where pretty much there's no rules, no regulations, and people pretty much run rapid there, do whatever they want. So it's a place where a lot of bad people are, which I do not understand. Just like the whole thing with the Hidden Rain Village, Naruto and Sasuke are the strongest shinobi on the planet. They should be able to easily liberate or just take out people who are bad and replace them with good people to lead these villages. They should be able to bring stability and peace to the entire ninja world just simply based on how strong they are, because nobody can match them at all. Nobody can come close to them. So I don't understand why that place is still like that, even after all these years has passed, after the events of Shippuden and stuff. But anyways, that's how it is. So in the next episode, they're gonna go to the land of silence and look for these Hashirama cells. And as far as the next episode go, episode 160, they're gonna go to the land of silence. But one quick thing that I want to talk about with that, I'm just gonna mention. If you guys see the preview, Sarda actually has two Tomoe in her Sharingan now, and I believe it's in both of her Sharingan, which is great because Sasuke, when he fought Haku, he already had two Tomoe in one of his Sharingan, and the other Sharingan he had one Tomoe, and uh, yeah, it was like it. I don't understand why it took Sarda so long to get it when Sasuke got it pretty much right away. Well, technically, Sasuke first awakened his Sharingan after he saw Itachi murder his entire clan. He awakened one Tomoe Sharingan in both of his eyes. But when he first used it in battle, he already had two Tomoe in one eye. And then when he fought Rock Lee, which was the second time he used it in battle, he had two Tomoe in both eyes. And Sarda, in comparison, Sasuke took like maybe around 20-something episodes to show off to get to like the two Tomoe Sharingan level as a Genin, where I started, it took her 160 episodes. But I already knew she was gonna get the two Tomoe because I seen it in the opening. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for the episode. It was a great enjoyable episode of Boruto that set up stuff for the future, and it's adding more detail to the core organization like it should be. And it's no complaints from me. This was a great episode. So that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.